Wow. Wow.
I'll say this right now, this is the most smoothest keyboard I have ever used for OSU. Actually, forget that, this is the most smoothest keyboard I have ever used in general. This keyboard is called the NiZ 68, which is a new keyboard released this year. This is a 65% electrocapacitive keyboard featuring full dedicated arrow keys, PBT keycaps, and equipped with the newly 2019 EC switches. Thanks to our sponsor EpoMaker for providing this keyboard in for review. The website holds a wide variety of keyboards and DIY projects for users that are looking to get the next build today. Check them out by clicking the link in the video's description. Before we begin, I want to elaborate that this is a review video of the keyboard in itself and will not feature any comparisons to other keyboards or switches. First, let's talk about what you get when you receive the box. The package is nicely sealed inside this plastic, containing a cardboard box with the brand labeled all around. The side of the box contains minimal details of some specifications on the keyboard. Opening it up, you'll be greeted with your keyboard inside some bubble wrap. Putting that to the side, we get a manual that I cannot read, and for the rest of the inclusions, you get some nice accessories. Starting off with a white braided USB-C cable, a wired keycap puller, some extra keycaps, and lastly, pressurized springs. You also get a plastic tray cover to prevent dust and moistures from getting into your keyboard. Before we get into more detail, I should state that this keyboard comes in several models for a TKL layout, 84 keys, and even a full-size board. The one we're reviewing today is the Atom 68 ECS, and you can get it with or without RGB. When it comes to the keyboard's design, it's a 65% model containing 68 keys, giving you direct access to your arrow keys and navigations. The build is plastic all around from the keycaps as well as the housing. The appearance has a colorway of gray and white, with the gray portions for the modifiers and the alphanumeric being white. On the left side of the keyboard, you'll find a button that you can press to toggle the Bluetooth feature of the keyboard. This is something that we'll get to later on in the video. On the back side of the keyboard, you get 4 rubber stops to keep it in place, and 2 flip-up feet for angle adjustments. The connectivity of this keyboard is USB-C, which is located in the middle. This is so you can take advantage of the 3-way cable channeling. Moving on to the keycaps is laser engraved with PBT for the material, and the profiles being OEM. As stated previously, the keycaps are dual coloring, being both gray and white for their appearance. You will notice that the sides of the keycaps are printed as well, so that you can easily distinguish the function shortcuts. Now to the main topic, the switches. So you're probably wondering, what is an electrocapacitive keyboard and what switches does it have? Well, the first thing you need to know is that most, if not all, EC keyboards are generally clones of Topre switches. It basically uses a rubber dome to generate the tactility, with a spring underneath that is pressed down to 2 capacitive contact pads on the PCB. The domes are very light, being 35 grams, which can be increased using the 10 gram springs that come included with the box. This is personal preference if you want more weight for a heavier tactile feel, but for myself, I'll leave them out since I enjoy the soft linear presses. For those that are wondering, yes, you can attach other keycaps to the stems on the board. When it comes to the feel of the keyboard, it's very soft and linear, almost relatively silent and unimaginably smooth. There's really no way to explain it, but the best resemblance I can make is that it feels like you're typing on clouds that generate a raindrop sound every time you type. Have a listen for yourself. Before the performance test, I have to mention the special features of this board. You have your rudimentary features like anti-ghosting and end key rollover, window shielding to prevent the key from activating during games, I mean, you know, the standard stuff. The keyboard has Bluetooth capability to connect to your devices. You can do this by pressing the side of the keyboard. There's a circle which you can press down, and then holding the function key as well as the Bluetooth key. Using the software, you can reprogram the keys to whatever you want and even create a macro. One thing I really like about this keyboard is that you can use it as a mouse. By holding the function key and pressing the WASD key, you can control your mouse in all directions. Using the same functions with Z for the left click, X for the scroll wheel, and C for right click. There's so much you can do, like controlling your multimedia keys, but you can check the rest of the features for yourself when you look up the keyboard. Okay, you made it this far, let's finally get into the gameplay and performance tests. Oh, he's hitting those. Wow. Wow. This will conclude my review on the Atom 68. It's a wonderful keyboard featuring everything I need in one build. I have my arrow keys, my navigation keys, and access to all the shortcuts displayed for use at any time. Using this keyboard for Osu was an out-of-this-world experience that I cannot explain. This is just something that you're gonna have to try out for yourself to understand what I mean. One thing I do dislike about this keyboard is the color. Even though it's dual color, I still see it as too bland for my taste, kinda like I'm using one of those old keyboards at my school's library. Though if I wanted to, I can always replace the keycaps with something that suits me. Thanks for making it to the end of this review. We're slowly building up our portfolio and we are learning more and more in every video. I'll leave a link to this keyboard in the video description. And while you're there, you can view our socials like our Patreon if you want to support our channel, or join the Discord to be part of the community. We have a playlist for other reviews and video types which you can view, and lastly, link to our sponsors that allows us to continue making these videos.